He said no more unnecessary wars, but here we are, folks. Donald Trump just pushed the United States to the brink of war, and no, that's not an exaggeration. This is very serious and likely highly illegal. Welcome to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish. The past few weeks have seen the Trump administration ramp up attacks on boats in both the Caribbean and the Pacific, with the military destroying foreign ships. According to the White House, these ships are carrying drugs and originate from the nation of Venezuela. Despite the assertions, the Trump administration has yet to provide any evidence that the boats in question, which appear to be fishing boats, are actually carrying drugs or drug runners. Moreover, the attacks appear to violate international law, as no declaration of war exists between the United States and Venezuela, and no investigations of cargo or interrogation of sailors takes place. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has hotly condemned the action, claiming that they are attacks on the Venezuelan people, which, of course, they are, any way you want to spin it. As American attacks on Venezuelan boats continue, and as the war of words between Maduro and Trump plays out, yesterday the administration escalated things further. Take a look at this breakdown.
Last night, we reported that the president's attacks on suspected drug boats have widened from the Caribbean Sea into the Pacific Ocean. Today, President Trump warned strikes on land will be next.
Two long-range B-1 bombers flew near Venezuela today in the latest demonstration of U.S. military might. Below them, on Venezuela's coast, President Nicolas Maduro's army showed off its own hardware. President Trump said the military is planning to go beyond just striking Venezuelan-linked drug boats in the region.
So now they're coming in by land, and even the land is concerned because I told them that's going to be next. You know, the land is going to be next.
Asked today whether he would seek congressional approval to declare war in Latin America, President Trump said he didn't think a declaration of war would be necessary. He said, quote, "We're just going to kill all the people that are bringing drugs into our country."
Does this sound familiar to anyone else? If you're over the age of 25, it should. This is exactly the kind of buildup we saw before the United States invaded Iraq back in 2003. And even that wasn't this intense. We weren't blowing up random Iraqi targets ahead of the war. And that war, of course, was a disaster. And the United States is still recovering. When questioned about these actions this morning in a press conference, here's what Trump had to say.
And briefed them on the operations.
No, we
against
will
these.
go, I said.
You will go. And
we
it would
will
be
go.
difficult for them to object.
I don't see any loss in going. No reason not to. You know, they'll always complain, oh, we should have gone. So we're going to definitely, I'd like to just tell you, let's go. We'll go.
And Mr.
We're going to tell them what we're going to do, and I think they're going to probably like it, except for the radical left lunatics.
And Mr. President, if you are declaring war against these cartels and Congress is likely to approve of that process, why not just ask for a declaration of war?
Well, I don't think we're going to necessarily ask for a declaration of war. I think we're just going to kill people that are bringing drugs into our country. Okay? We're going to kill them. You know, they're going to be like dead. Okay?
And if that statement, which echoes Nixon's statement that the president can bomb whomever he wants, sounds ominous, stay with me. Now it appears to be getting even worse. Following the deployment of B-2 bombers to South America yesterday, this morning, Department of Defense spokesman Sean Parnell took to Twitter to make another frightening announcement. Parnell said, quote, "In support of the president's directive to dismantle transnational criminal organizations and counter narco-terrorism in defense of the homeland, the Secretary of War has directed the Gerald R. Ford Carrier Strike Group and Embarked Carrier Air Wing to the U.S. Southern Command area of responsibility. The enhanced U.S. force presence in the Southern Command will bolster U.S. capacity to detect, monitor, and disrupt illicit actors and activities that compromise the safety and prosperity of the United States homeland and our security in the Western Hemisphere. These forces will enhance and augment existing capabilities to disrupt narcotics trafficking and degrade and dismantle TCOs," close quote. So to be clear, this isn't just the deployment of an aircraft carrier. It's the deployment of an entire American combat force, a carrier, support ships, and planes, and they're all headed to Venezuela. It could just be saber-rattling, but given that the deployment of the Ford Strike Group already follows a military buildup in the area, and that reports say Trump wants to assassinate Venezuelan President Maduro, this is terrifying. And here's the catch. Nixon later faced articles of impeachment when he essentially did the same thing with an unprovoked bombing campaign in Cambodia. No declaration of war from Congress, no authorization of force. Nixon just bombed the country. That's illegal both under international law and the US Constitution. But here's the problem. This Congress is so neutered and beholden to Trump, not to mention standing at a budget impasse, that they may not enforce their own power to declare war. There's also the Hillary Clinton factor. Hillary's vote to authorize the Iraq war sank her 2008 presidential bid, and now nobody in Congress wants that kind of accountability. So, as always, tell your representatives to act and support Democrats in every state at every level. This is a genuine crisis, one of several we're facing right now. And more importantly, talk to people. Talk to friends and family who supported or voted for Trump and talk about this issue. I know that's not easy, but it's what needs to happen right now. I don't think MAGA voters signed up for this either, and there's an opportunity for us to work together here. So like and share this video too. We'll keep you updated on this story as it continues to develop. This is Occupy Democrats.